Welcome. The internet, it has evolved as one of the major platforms which a man cannot live without. And yes, the internet makes our life a lot easier than we can imagine. But it is with a cost. Hence, individuals in countries like Sri Lanka who are still taking their baby steps in experiencing the online actions via the internet and other related platforms are vulnerable to cyber crimes and other unfortunate incidents. Many tragedies reported around the country show the need of addressing this matter. Thus, this time, Detect and Correct focuses on a very important topic, internet and cyber crimes, with the hope to educate all children, youth, and elders of the Sri Lankan community to help them have a healthy life in the online platform. To have a productive discussion on this topic, we have found a well-versed and a well-experienced person for you. That is none other than Mr. 𝐃𝐞𝐭𝐞𝐜, lecturer at Faculty of Technology in University of Colombo, who has many experiences in the professional sector. He is a former software developer in HISP India and a former software engineer at Platform One. Currently, he is reading for his PhD in Systems Engineering at University Brunei, Darussalam in Brunei. Sir, you are warmly welcome to Detect and Correct.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
Before moving on to our discussion, sir, can you please give a brief introduction about yourself so that our curious viewers get to know who you are?
Well, the thing is, I actually graduated from University of California, and there I did my bachelor degree in management and information technology. So, before that, I wanted to be a doctor, so I did my A-level in biology, but eventually I want to become a software engineer. That is why I did my bachelor in management, something related to information technology. So later, when I was working in the industry, I realized that I want to become something else, maybe like a lecturer. So eventually I had the chance to, join University of Colombo as a lecturer and guide my students to become good citizens. So, that's how, that's kind of like a brief, information about me, up to now. So currently, I'm actually doing my PhD in system engineering in Brunei.
Thank you, sir. So let's start today's discussion on internet and cybercrime. The internet is an inevitable part of the current society, which also invites many internet-related crimes and unfortunate incidents. So what is cybercrime? And as for your understanding, what are the types of crimes that can be seen frequently?
Okay, so just to give you a brief idea about what is cybercrime press. So when it's come to a cybercrime, it is a kind of like a criminal activity carried out targeting maybe like an individual person, like group of person, maybe like a business organization, or it can be, like target the entire government. So target government, and they might be targeting actually computing devices, maybe like like computer network or some kind of digital infrastructure. On the other hand, the cyber crimes are committed by people known as cyber criminals. So, you may often, refer to them as computer hackers as well. And also, like when the cyber criminals are committing this crime, they might be using computing devices and networking devices. So their main intention, again, that means that motivation is to maybe like damage the reputation of the individual person, maybe organization or the entire government, or maybe like harm or have some profitable gain. So that's the kind of like a really, a brief, introduction about this cyber crime. So if I explain you about, some notorious example, common examples about these cyber crimes. So the first thing is identity theft. So when it's come to this identity theft, what happens is the cyber criminals are there. They will, actually get your personal identification information. That means your national ID card number. If you are in USA, your social security number, maybe like your birth date, and with that information, they will try to further compromise you. That means they will try to further access your social media account. Maybe like they might try to access your bank account, right? So those things can be, they are with the identity theft. So then the other thing is, when you have this kind of login details, some personal details, and really sensitive information related to someone, some person, they might be try to sell that in a some it's like a kind of like a place where they can sell and sell and earn profit. It's called darknet. So they might be try to sell this information in the darknet as well. And the second thing is most common cybercrime that we can see, malware and ransomware. So when it's come to malware, you know that it's like computer viruses, maybe like spyware, trojans, and kind of things are the malware that we can have. So when it's come to malware, what happen is, once you are, when you have a malware in your computer and you are maybe like files, maybe like entire software, so the operating system will be infected with the malware, and those things will be corrective. Eventually, you can't function with your computer. And when it's come to ransomware, what happened with, you might receiving some emails that you want to, there is a promotion, or otherwise you have won this amount of price and you need to click on this and you need to download the attachment. So with that, they might be embedding some ransomware or malware. And what happens when you execute this, if it is a ransomware, if you execute that whatever the download attachment, the link, what happen is it will actually get executed. Then it will, the whatever the files in your computer, all the things will be corrupted. That means it will be encrypted, and the only option that you can do is you have to pay a ransom, or the ransom using cryptocurrency, and then otherwise you don't have no option. And there's another thing called credit and debit card fraud. So what happened in this kind of like a cybercrime, the whatever the cyber criminals, they will try to get the credit and debit card details from the shops that you are daily, maybe from supermarket. They will try to hack the whatever the point of sale, retail systems, and they will get this information, and they will actually sell this information in the darknet. And the most common kind of like cybercrime that we can even student and everyone can witness is the phishing email or the scam email. That means, as I already mentioned, like you might be receiving some emails that you have won this much of price, and maybe like it's a promotion, and it's like some person is impersonating at someone. Maybe like he's like impersonating at like I am the vice chancellor of University of Colombo, and you have one of this this kind of prize, and you need to click on this to have the price of kind of award. So what happens is, if the person is not aware of these kind of things, he will click that link, and with that if we click that link and if we executing, what will happen is sometimes your personal information, attacker can get his personal information, and he can maybe like install malware, and things can be done in that way. And yeah, there's another thing called social media fraud. That means like the cyber criminals, they will use that social media as a platform, and they will try to scam people. They will try to create fake account. It's called impersonation, like acting as a legitimate person, and they will try to persuade other users to fulfill their needs. Maybe like persuade them to do some sexual activity, sexual harassment. So kind of things are really common nowadays. So these are the kind of common cyber crimes that are happening nowadays.
Okay, so I hope our viewers now have a clear understanding about what the cybercrime is. So moving on to our next question, sir. As daily internet users, many laymen are vulnerable to cybercrimes. So is there a way that one can identify them as being a victim or at a possible threat of such a crime?
Yeah, the thing is actually, as for the time being, most of the cyber criminals, they are like, they are using very sophisticated and complicated tools. And that is the one thing. And on the other hand, there's no way to detect. Let's say, that, some security incident that is, imminent to happen, but there's no way that we can detect. Even we have used some, technical measures, like we have installed some antivirus software in our computer, but until we are getting compromised, we don't know, because like cyber criminals have the suffice knowledge. They have the suffice knowledge to stay hidden for a long time. they will stay hidden in your machine for a long time, or maybe like your device or whatever the thing, they will stay hidden, and they will exactly wait for the right moment. And when the right moments come, what happen is they will compromise the entire system, or they will access to your sensitive information, and they will gain this information, and they will try to eventually use you. So even though whatever the technical measures that you have, I mean, like already taken, maybe like installing a firewall, installing antivirus software, maybe like you have a, I mean, like a very secure, I mean, like very secure computer network, but these things doesn't actually matter. So they will actually wait for the right moment, and they know how to hidden for a long period of time. So that's the thing. So the thing is, when it's come to this cybercrime, the detection is so hard. Even the threat is imminent. We can't do nothing. So the best option that you can do is, if you are vigilant and if you are cautious about these cybercrimes, you can always take preventive measures. That's the thing, only thing that you can do.
So, though we always use internet, we are not aware whether we are a victim or at the threat. So that answer was really helpful for us to be aware and take necessary actions regarding this issue. So moving on to our next question, it is about social media. Social media is a frequently used platform among internet users. How social media is related to cyber crimes, and how would you advise people who engage in social media to engage while ensuring their protection from cybercrime?
Yeah. For when it's come to social media, you know that today nowadays we have, I mean, like lot of social media platforms are there, like Facebook, maybe like Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and they may have, I mean, like billions of subscribers are there. So the whole intention of this, whatever the creation of this social media, is to provide the platform for worldwide users to maybe like communicate, maybe share information, maybe like they can become a global community. So that's the whole intention of, I mean, like create, I mean, like whatever the vendors or the software developers who created this platform. So what happened is, when you are, I mean, like dealing with this kind of I mean, like social networks, you will always share your personal information, maybe background information, maybe your relationship information, maybe your birth date, and kind of really sensitive, even you guys are sharing in this social media platform. So, I mean, like it's a kind of a like a, I mean, like social media can be considered as a kind of a like a personal data archive, the world's biggest personal data archive. And because of that reason, I mean, like this actually provide a good avenue for cyber criminals to target individual persons, maybe like some business organizations and government organizations through this social media platform, because they can I mean, like they can get access to the personal information very easily, because it's the whole intention of the platform is to, I mean, like without any transparency, provide these details. So that's about the social media and how it relates to the cybercrime, because they, I mean, like it provide enough data related to individuals, organization, and maybe like some government organization. They can easily have that information, and then they will target these, I mean, like personnel. So that's the thing. So like if I give you some examples, let's say like there are some, I mean, like some notorious example, like creating fake accounts, like impersonation. You will act as a legitimate person, and you will try to maybe like ask in some money. You will try to scam that person. Maybe like you will persuade that person to do some activity. So these things can be seen. And also uh, I mean, like what happened is, when you, I mean, like there's something called cyberbullying. I mean, like social media provide a good opportunity for cyber criminal to harass people. I mean, like harass people, maybe like damage. I mean, like damage their reputation through the platform. So those things can be done through this social media platform. So what happened? I mean, like what we can do to ensure, I mean, like safety when we are, I mean, browsing this social media site is, uh, I mean, like when this social media, I mean, like whatever the developers or the companies, when they are developing these softwares, eventually, I mean, like whatever the social media platforms that we are browsing, like Facebook, Instagram, is always their software. So when they are developing these softwares, they knew that someday the computer, maybe cyber criminals, target our users, and because of that, they have embedded some internal security features. So one example is in Facebook, you have username, like you have the login, right? In that login, you can provide the username and password, and you can try to log into the system. So what happens is when you are, when you are maybe renewing or when you are creating another account, what you can do is you can provide a good username and password combination. So I think when you are providing the password, it will ask you whether the password is weak, maybe it is intermediate or strong. So you can always go for the better, strong option. And also there's a new feature that they have recently introduced, two-factor authentication. That means like instead of like providing, like who you are, what you have, that means it's called authentication. Who you are in the sense, what is your name, and what you have is your password, and it's called one factor authentication. With the two factor authentication, what happen is it will provide you a additional security. That means like it will send a SMS to your mobile device, and if you enable that feature, and there is a number, it's called OTP, one time password, and you will embed that password in the whatever the textbooks, and then you can log in. So it will provide a better security, and you can prevent from this cyber criminals. And there's one other thing, like every software, like every social media platform, they have a privacy settings. So with that privacy settings, you get maybe like you can define your target audience, who can like see my post, like who like what kind of audience is able to share my post. So those kind of privacy measures you can always take. But the thing is, most of the even though the people who are engaging mostly with this social media site is teenagers, they are not aware of this kind of security features. That's the thing. So thing is, you have to like these features are already embedded by these vendors for the purpose of like enhancing the security of your whatever the social media accounts. So you have to be very vigilant, and you have to use all these features like internal security features, like embedded by these software vendors, and also the having a good username and password combination. And also if you are a parent and if you have kids, and just be vigilant what they are exactly doing, and have fully control over what what they are exactly doing in social media, with whom they are communicating, like what kind of posts they are seeing, kind of things can be like take like kind of things that we can uh, taken into maybe like improving the security when we are browsing the social media sites.
We, as the younger generation who uses social media frequently, your advice was really helpful for us, sir, to protect from such cybercrimes. So, similar to social media, the dark web is said to be a place that facilitates cybercrimes. So, what is this dark web, and is there any relation to it with cybersecurity and cybercrimes?
Okay, so when it's come to dark web, the basic definition, like if I briefly introduce you for the general audience about the dark web, it is the web that we cannot access, right? It is the web that that is not indexed by the normal search engines like Google, Yahoo, Microsoft, Bing, kind of like remaining search engines. Because of that reason, they are not indexed by the search engines. We cannot access to the darknet. So if we want to access to the darknet, we want to use some techniques called anonymization web browsers like Tor, so we can access. So the entire idea of this darknet is to provide a hidden, it will actually, whenever there's a owners of the darknet website, they don't want to reveal their identity, and the platform facilitates for that. So it's like a virtual world where they don't have any identity. Actually, it's like identity is hidden. Even like when we are browsing our website, like as normal users, when we are browsing internet or kind of things, our IPs, like with that our internet protocol address, IP address, anyone can see what they are doing. Even anyone can track us. But in the dark web, it is not possible because of this. Like their identity won't be revealed. Among the cyber criminals, this dark web is really famous for they are doing really like kind of like illegal activities, maybe like selling some illegal drugs and guns, maybe like once they have compromised the user account, maybe like their sensitive information, they will sell these informations in the dark web. And also like stolen account details, like hacked Facebook account, maybe like Netflix account, Instagram accounts, Twitter accounts, all these details they are selling in the darknet. They have separate websites for that, like when like we are browsing something on the AliExpress or Amazon, so they will sell these in the dark website. On the other hand, cracked version of subscription softwares we can have from this dark web. And also, like, let's say if we want to I don't know I have to say this or not, if we want to hire hire some person, or it's called as hiring a hitman. If we want to kill someone, we can hire a hitman, and we can pay them money using cryptocurrencies, because everything is over the cryptocurrency. There's no legal authority over that cryptocurrency, so all the whatever the transaction happening in the dark web, it's happening to cryptocurrency because there's no legal authority. And because of that, this is really becoming famous among the cyber criminals. So, and there are more examples, if you want to create your own customized version of maybe like computer malware or a ransomware, there are some vendors in the dark web. So what happens is, if you pay their money using the cryptocurrency, and you can create your own version of computer virus or ransomware, and you can launch your attack. And apart from that, so this is actually very popular. Dark web is becoming very popular for like child pornography, sex trafficking kind of things also. So I think the last question you asked about, what is the relationship between cybersecurity, cybercrime, and the dark web, right? So when it's come to that, what happened is, you have, let's say you have already taken some security measures. You have the cyber security implemented, maybe your personal computer, for your computer network and everything. But the thing is, if there's a vulnerability, that means a weakness in such system, the cyber criminals can commit a crime. If there's a weakness, they will commit the crime, and they will get some valuable sensitive information. And so what happens is they will eventually sell this information in the dark net. So because you cannot sell this information in the a normal internet website, because you will eventually get reported. But dark web is the very famous place for that. You can do that. So it's like when you have a cybersecurity vulnerability, when you have a weakness in your security measures, they will commit the crime. Cyber criminals commit the cyber crime, and then they will eventually make the data available in the darknet. So it's like closely related, like a circle. When you commit the crime, and security is weakened at that point, and you will eventually sell that in the darknet. That's how it happens, and they are closely related.
Okay. So finally, can you give us a suggestion as to how a normal person who is not that knowledgeable in technology can help themselves in such a cybercrime threat while ensuring cybersecurity?
Okay, the thing is, if you don't have adaptive knowledge, that means let's say you are just a normal person, so you don't have no background in cybersecurity, or you don't have no IT knowledge, but at least be vigilant and be cautious what you are exactly doing when you are maybe browsing internet, maybe when you are using your mobile device. So that these are the really simple steps that you can take. And apart from that, just have a good username and password combination always. As I told you earlier, just choose the best username and a very strong password that is uncrackable by the cyber attacks. When you are creating an account, the platform will automatically suggest you whether your password is strong or not. So always go for the best option, so that will guarantee your security. And also, when it's come to you might be receiving some emails from unknown sender. They might be sending you some emails, and if the sender is unknown, just neglect that email. Just leave it alone. Don't do that with the email. Don't click that anything. Don't download the attachment, and just be safe. And if you have kids, and if you are the parent, just always be cautious about what they are doing on social media, what they're exactly browsing on the internet. And also, when you are doing things, you may have a personal computer, you may have a maybe you might be using some different kind of software. So always keep them up to date, because when it's come to operating system, whatever your laptop devices, these whatever the hardware and software vendors, from time to time they might be releasing software updates. So with these software updates, they might also release security update also. So these security updates they are releasing to improve the security of such devices. So if you keep up to date all the things, maybe like your mobile device, laptop, computer, whatever the softwares you install in the your computer, so it will guarantee like a better safety for, even though you don't have any like background in IT or cyber security. And also like if you are not sure about what something happened to, if you are always keeping some like sensitive information or confidential information in your maybe like personal computer, always when you are performing something, maybe like if you are not sure what will happen if I go to this site, maybe like if you are not sure what happened if I download this attachment from the internet, just take a backup from all the essential things and do that action. So it will ensure nothing, like it will ensure nothing will happen to your sensitive information. And whenever you encounter such abnormal incidents when you are browsing the internet or when you are doing things online, just ask if it is if you find it very like a really abnormal thing, just inform to your friend and ask the advice from these people. Or otherwise there are some organizations in Sri Lanka that you can report, like Sri Lanka CERT. So you can report to these people, or you can get the advice from your friend, and you can like be safe always. So the thing is in my perspective, if you are a normal person, what you can always do is, whenever you are browsing the internet, always be cautious and always be vigilant. What you are exactly doing. Like when you are not using the internet, just like turn your data connection off from the mobile, and also turn the connection off from your laptop computer or a personal computer. So it will guarantee, it will guarantee your safety away from cyber criminals. That's the thing.
What a wonderful and productive discussion we had, thanks to you, sir. I'm sure our viewers are now well aware of how to use the internet and other platforms while ensuring cybersecurity from any cybercrime. So thank you, sir, for joining with us with Detect and Correct and sharing your experience, knowledge to many viewers and readers who are in need of a better understanding about the internet and cybercrimes. While wishing good luck for your future plans, we sincerely hope you to continue to educate the society by engaging in this kind of work. So, sir, thank you again for joining with us.
Thank you very much for also giving me this opportunity also. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. All right. With that, we are concluding the fourth Detect and Correct session for the linguistic year 2022-23. Hope you are all educated on internet and cybercrimes. If you have any comments or clarifications, feel free to drop a comment in the comment section. Till we meet again with another interesting session, I'm 𝐿𝘆𝗯𝗲𝐻𝗃𝐿. Stay safe and goodbye.